camp, the bombshell in the trade with Portland. But first, as we're joined now by Frank Vogel, first-year head coach of the Suns, have you and your family settled into Phoenix? Have you been able to take a deep breath?
We have, yeah. We're settled in, really enjoying it, and I love the people here. The people have been great. The organization has been great. So, feeling very settled and ready to get going.
You're a people person. I can see that. Like when anybody asks you a question, you have your answer and you state their name first. I mean, I just love
when I can.
You're definitely a people person. Is that how you would describe your personality?
Oh,
Have you
for
always
sure.
been that way?
Yeah, a lot of people don't like people. I like people. I
hope you like this guy.
I like engaging with people. This guy's a legend. Are you kidding? Grew up rooting for this guy.
He says that all the time. You know what? You've been like a head coach in the league for like 20 years, and you're like 35 years old. So, I mean, like, you haven't aged since your first day in the league. I mean, seriously, you would think there'd be a few gray hairs and stuff like that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Nothing?
Yeah, I showed in my knees.
Oh.
My knees, my knees hurt more than they did when I first started head coaching, and my back sometimes, and yeah, I pull muscles, when I, cross the street and everything. So I'm definitely getting up there.
I'll tell you what, you've been with obviously some stars. You were with the Lakers. You helped, them win that championship. But now you have a group of stars here. I mean, what is it? What's the difference between coaching a guy like Kevin Durant and Booker and Beal versus, just guys, you've had a bunch of blue collar workers play for you as well.
For sure. Well, everybody's different. Everybody has different places in the food chain. But they also have different personalities. One best player on this team may have a completely different personality than their best player on a different team. So, again, it goes back to the people piece of this. Or how are you going to connect with a certain player? Is you have to understand the person. And where they are at in the food chain, so to speak, in the hierarchy of that group, and you coach them accordingly.
Have you ever had a nickname? Because we could give you one right away, because that term has been used over and over since your opening press conference, scrappy.
Yes.
Scrappy. Has that always been something that you've professed to your teams, or is it just coming here to Phoenix where this group of guys is going to be scrappy?
No, I've always demanded it, quite frankly, from our group. When you're under talented, you have to be scrappy to survive. But if you can get a group of talented individuals to play scrappy, then you have a chance to win it all. And I feel like my teams have been different levels of talent throughout my career. The Indiana team was very young, but we played with a scrappy mindset and a chip on our shoulder. And we were able to push the envelope and reach a level where we were considered championship contenders. But then you take a team like the Lakers, who had championship level talent, and you get that group to play with that type of edge and chip on their shoulder and scrappy mindset, and we were able to win a championship. So, that's what I'm going to command of my group here. It's going to be a mindset that we're going to play with an attitude out there, and we're going to out hustle and outwork our opponent every night. Because if the talent that we have on this current roster plays that way, we got a great chance.
We're going to have a new segment on the show this year. Quite frankly.
Okay.
Quite frankly. I mean, seriously, you've said it a few times, and I'm like, it's like me saying quite Tomly. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different there. So we're quite frankly.
Sponsored by a hot dog
a little better.
Yeah, sponsored by a hot dog company, I think.
We're gonna absolutely do that.
My dad's got a hot dog stand in Wildwood called Frank's Franks.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, there we go.
See?
Yes.
Franks.
Jersey Shore.
That is awesome.
Breaking news.
So when you came in here and you interviewed for this job, I mean, were you thinking, oh please, this is just the Valley, the team, the quality of the human beings, new owner. I mean, were you kind of a little bit giddy over this opportunity?
Absolutely. It was, obviously there was a few other jobs open out there, and, any job, we're all humbled to get these. There's only 30 in the world, NBA head coaching jobs, but some are better than others, for sure. And this was definitely one that was very, very appealing to me for all of the reasons that you just said. A great city, a destination city. The current talent that we had on the roster. The new owner, Matt Ishbia, was a major plus for me in terms of me wanting to be here. because of his work ethic, his energy, and
You have to smile when
willing
you
to blow through the tax apron.
and
Yeah, that's-
obviously
yeah.
his willingness to spend.
Yes.
You know, is
Yeah.
something that is always a factor. But it's more than that with Matt, right? Like we've all felt his energy and his desire, and his intent is always pure. You know, to do whatever he can do for us to be in the best position to win a championship or multiple championships. And that was all part of me wanting to be here.
All right, Devin Booker is going to be heading to the podium here soon, and actually might be joining us as well. But let's talk about training camp real quick.
Sure.
Actually,
What's
just wanna say hey to
happening?
the legend and his head coach. The intensity of training camp, real quick, as he gets started.
Yep.
You do have veterans, so do you have to balance that, the intensity versus holding back a little bit to find that scrappiness?
Somewhat. You want to be smart in everything you do, but we're going to work.
Yeah.
And we got to work hard to get this group to be cohesive.
All right. Great talking to you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks so much for the
Yep.
time. We will join now Devin Booker up at the podium.